Welcome back to the #1 source for Verasity price analysis on all of the internet. New viewers, don't hit like yet and don't subscribe yet. I want to challenge you. I want you to only hit like and subscribe if you feel that I broke down price exceptionally well in comparison to the other sources of information on Verasity Price, not Verasity News, Verasity Price, and all of the internet. I think I'm going to break it down better than anybody you've ever seen. And I think I'm going to make you understand what needs to happen, for example, to avoid this red box down here and or lower, and give you a better understanding about what Verasity Price needs to do to be strong again. So take me up on that challenge, and what we're going to do, let me make myself visual. Let me make myself Harry Potter cloak. What we're going to do is we're going to stack on a couple of different types of analyses. These lines flashing are called origin lines. I essentially invented them or made them up myself independently. Maybe somebody else in the world's done it, but I'm the only person on YouTube who runs with it. And I coined the word origin lines for the most part. And we're going to stack on something I drew and made way back here, literally way back here. And it's on the internet, recorded for all times, anticipating that this box will form a range, which it did, and that this would end up being hit. So in this video, we're going to really zoom in on current price action, especially this line here, this origin line. See that one? We're going to focus in on that. I'm going to let you know what Verasity Price in the short term needs to do to avoid this box specifically. So you better get ready. Let's get it. And if you want to leave me feedback, newer viewers down below, if you think I did the second best in all the internet, that's fine too. You can give me some, give me your real thoughts. I want to know what you're thinking. All right. My targets for Verasity during this bear market are labeled exactly right here. All right. If the bear market is extremely deep because Bitcoin cannot separate from the stock market as NASDAQ hits the line that it will hit, it's not a question of if, it is a question of when. As NASDAQ goes down to line A, which it has about a 20-something% move. No, only about 18%. It's about 18% more. But the stock market is probably going to hit line B, which is about 30% lower, and Bitcoin will probably go down 50%. So if Bitcoin cannot separate from the stock market as line A is hit on NASDAQ Composite Futures, then going back to Verasity Price, it's probably going to hit that bottom box from a macro standpoint. So using NASDAQ Composite Futures and following my channel, just realize that this price target that I have right here, that's what's going to happen if Bitcoin can't separate from the stock market. Stock market's going to hit those lines. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's 100% hit rate. It's never been there's never been an exception, and there won't be, and there won't be this time either. Doesn't matter what Jerome Powell's going to do. Actually, is probably going to make it happen sooner than later. So, just realize this is what you're looking for. And the reason I want to say this from a big scope of thing before the big picture type. Before I dive into the small term timeframes to show you what's going on at this line, is because there's a lot of Twitter bullishness saying, this and that. No, these boxes, the red box is going to be hit with an extremely high likelihood. Okay, probably the bottom of the box. So I have the price label right there. I just want to break this down, give you a big picture thing. Just realize that this should be in the back of your head. Don't be thinking $1 Verasity in 2022 or 2023. It's got to hit these levels first, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, let's zoom in on current price action so you have a good understanding of what's happening with Verasity. I'm going to take off the macro ranges, and we're going to zoom right in here. I'm going to go to the 1 hour chart for this. Actually, no. I'm going to back up, go to the 12-hour chart. Watch this. Very simply put, look. When Verasity Price, so this is all of Verasity Price, right? When Verasity goes below one of these ascending lines, so the origin lines, right? The ones flashing right now. See these guys? When it goes below one in a downtrend, you'll see a pattern. It went below this origin line right here. And then what happened? It hit the next one down. After it went below this one here, it rallied up, but it ended up hitting the next one down. After it went below this one, it hit the next one down. It's just literally that simple. After it went below the thick, here, let me make this one a different color here. Let me make it a little lighter. After it went below this one that I just highlighted, it hit the next one down. After it hit this one, it hit the next one down. Did it go below this one right here? No. Therefore, it didn't hit the next one down. It's seriously that freaking simple. It needs to bounce off of one. That's what these are. These origin lines get the bounces. They're like the bigger midterm time frame moves. So once again, it went below this origin line right here. Actually, it might be easier with the highlighter tool. Okay. It went below this origin line, hit the next one down. It went below this origin line, hit the next one down. It went below this origin line, hit the next one down, and it bounced. Where did it bounce to? The next origin line up. Once it hit below this origin line, it used it as resistance, which is what, before Terra Luna died, it was what it was doing a lot. It did this for like 6 months on one of its origin lines, but it went below it and then it hit the next one down. It took a while though. Once it went below this line, the next one down, you're getting the point. But what happened here? It bounced, went up where? To the next origin line. And then when it finally went below it, where did it go? The next one down, and it can't bounce. So what has current price done? It has, we're zooming way in. Let me go to the 1 hour chart now. Now it has gone below. Let me zoom so you can see this better. Here we go. Now Verasity has gone below this origin line. And guess what it's going to freaking do? It's going to hit the next one down. It's not going to bounce between origin lines. Did you see a single case where it hit between origin lines and bounced up and went off to the races? No. So why, seeing it this way, because you're not going to see this broken down anywhere else. Like these lines are mine, right? They are from my channel, right? You're only going to see them here. It's just a matter of time until people start copying me. But why would anyone think that, oh, I am bullish now? No, maybe if it holds this next line down as support, potentially. So what is more reasonable to think about current price action? That the most bullish thing that you can anticipate is that it potentially rallies up to this level here. The most bullish, okay? That would be a 20% run. But what would happen if it hits that point that's clearly labeled? It still is going to hit the next one down. It's going to, right? That's just the rules of how price moves. News doesn't matter, updates don't matter, new tokenomics doesn't matter. It's the order book and people and with money and their psychology, the psychology of people with money and a buy and sell button. That's all that matters. That in the order book. It's going to be hit, right, in the short-term time frame. So if you want to go back on this video when I was zoomed out and try to put those lines on yourself, I highly recommend it. Copy it. Copy me all you want. Like literally. As long as you're not a content creator, don't copy me. But seriously, like go back on this video, snapshot it, and try to make it exactly the same. And if you want to learn how to set up origin lines, I have a tutorial made how to like copy, drag, and make them all perfectly parallel, how to set the first one. On Discord, it's in the 𝘾𝙤𝙣𝙣𝙚. So links to the Discord and visual instructions on how to join in the description section of all my videos. I post some bomb charts on Twitter too, so make sure you're following me there. 𝘾𝙤𝙣𝙣𝙚 with the number 2. But I also provided the link to that tutorial on the 𝘾𝙤𝙣𝙣 YouTube membership tier. And membership tier for 𝘾𝙤𝙣𝙣s on YouTube is essentially like the 𝘾𝙤𝙣𝙣𝙚 tier on Discord without my live interaction. And you get first dibs on the live chat questions. I do live chats on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. New York time. And so that's what we got if you want to learn how to do this. Now, let's zoom out just a little bit. Actually, let's keep this here. Let me put on so another thing that I've developed myself are these ribbons, okay? I didn't develop ribbons in general. I independently came upon that word, but ribbons in general work, but my lines are different than anybody else's. So just looking at price here, I'm on the 1 hour chart, my long ribbons. What is the trend? So actually I could take off price, just take off price. If the rainbow is going down, like Dorothy and Toto, okay? We're not somewhere over the rainbow. We're somewhere under the rainbow. The rainbow's going freaking down. So why would, that's even more likelihood that this is going to be hit. Look at the rainbow. Are we over the rainbow? No, we're in freaking Kansas right now. We are under the rainbow watching it from below, right? So the rainbow's going down. If price can get over this guy and make it start sloping up, yeah, you have a chance to then hit your head on this. But what's going to happen even when you do hit your head on it? This rainbow is not going to show price above because it's not going to start breaking rules of origin lines and how it works. In order to get a strong bounce, like potentially a reversal, you're going to hit the next origin line down. You're not going to stop in the middle. You see this? So we're under, look, we're under the rainbow. So this is two visual things that you will not see anywhere else on all the internet. I'm telling you, you won't. To show you that, this Twitter buzz about it, sure, be bullish. And if you like Verasity, you need to own the idea and embrace the idea that lower prices are better if you like Verasity, because that means you can buy more of it. And really, you need to embrace that because you're going to get lower prices. You're going to get lower prices. Right, so I'm going to zoom. So very, very short-term time frame stuff. Since you don't have the rainbow, let me show you what needs to happen for Verasity to have a chance to even get rejected from here. And if you do see price get up there, just assume that, hey, this is a good, not financial advice, Pokemon Verasity cards only. This is a good time to become a seller of Pokemon cards, okay? Pokemon cards only. So see how I have it clearly labeled here? That's nice. Now, I did find this off a different content creator. That was a great idea. But I've recently started using these. Very clearly labeled price, okay? But I'm going to show you what does Verasity need to do in order to have a fighting chance to get there with tools that you have. Here we go. I'm going to take off my beautiful Wizard of Oz rainbows, and I'm going to put on normal exponential moving averages, okay? I'm going to go to the 1 hour, and I'm only going to do the 200 exponential moving average, okay? One freaking line. It's that simple. If price... So the power of the 1 hour 200 EMA is that it's the daily 10 EMA. It's in the top 5 most important indicators you can use on the chart for anything. The price of Verasity, Bitcoin, Ethereum, oil, black market testicles, name it, like the price of pandas and zoos, it doesn't matter. This indicator is extremely important, okay? It's not as important as the weekly 10, but just to let you know one thing that you need on your chart. If it has a chance to get up here, price needs to get above that and bounce on it. So let's go back in time to see what it looks like when price gets above and bounces on it, right? But until that happens, I'm telling you, it doesn't even have a chance to get up here. It's not even close. Look, okay, let's go like this. Let's go way back when. All right, so way back when Verasity was 3 cents, back in April of 2022. And what did it get rejected by? An origin line. In order to get to the origin line, what did it have to do? What did price have to do? It had to get above the orange line and bounce on it several times before it took off and then got rejected. This is literally what it would look like. So this is exactly what price would need to do. And where is it? It's halfway down. See, origin line, halfway. Could you get a total reversal? No. You came up to the next origin line, and then what? Then you hit the next one down because you passed this one. You do have permission to go up and get rejected by the next one, but you don't have permission. There's no permission. Like, it won't happen. I'm telling you. It's extremely unlikely because it's never happened before, and it's a stupid bet to think it's going to be the first time to ever happen, right? So let's actually take a fract. This might be what it would look like if it were to happen. So let's zoom out, and this isn't exactly where I planned on going with this, but shrink it down, boom, bada bing, there you go. And this orange line would do something like this. Let me zoom in, boom, boom. Oop, I don't know what the hell I just pressed. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Orange line, even though that's yellow right now, boom, there you go. So it would need to get above the orange line and bounce twice most likely, so probably 2 bounces before it would then get rejected by this line. So if it took a little while, it might be closer to 0.006. All right. So this line is ascending. See how the number's changing as I drag it up, the number gets bigger. So if it takes longer to get there, it'll go higher because it's an ascending line, right? But for the point of this, let's look at what Verasity price looks like as it's struggling to get above that orange line historically. It's the daily 10. I'm telling you, like it's very, very, very key. All right. So you had a large downtrend. Okay. This is back in April of last year. Okay. Where did it bounce? On an origin line. What did it then do? Before it could get hot, it got above the orange line. It did what? Bounced. Tried to get above this origin line, got rejected, bounced, got above this line. And the only reason why it was able to get above this origin line that you see right here is because of what? Why was it able to get above here? Was it because of the orange line? Because it got above the orange line? No. If it was just the orange line, it would have gotten rejected by this guy. It was able to get above because it bounced on an origin line. That's the only reason why it could get above here after bouncing. Does that make sense? All right. So we're mixing, we're layering on some analyses here. Just one line and my origin lines, which you can set up, copy, like go back and seriously try to set them up. And feel free to join, the 𝘃𝐢𝐬𝐜𝐸 YouTube tier. Even if you just do it for a month and cancel it, that I don't care. I really want to help you Verasity folks, because like a lot of Verasity folks are just way too bullish. I'm trying to help you. I know you don't like hearing this, but as long as you can embrace the fact that you want more Verasity, therefore you want the price to go down. You do. All right. I'm not fudding this project. I'm telling you how price is going to move with an extremely, extremely high probability. So you can be on the right side of like probabilities and statistics. All right. So after you get rejected by what? An origin line, what happened? You bang your head on the orange line, bang your head on the orange line, failure pattern above, rejection, boom, rejection, boom, bang your head, bang your head, bang your head. Oh, we got a bounce on top. And we got below again. Bang your head, boom. Failure pattern, try to get above the origin line. Nope. Why couldn't it go above this origin line? Why couldn't it stay above? Because it didn't hit this one first. So it didn't have permission. So you knew as a Verasity fan at this time with this analysis that this pump above here, for two reasons, this pump wasn't going to last. What are the two reasons? The first one is obvious that I've been telling you about. It hit the middle between this origin line and this one, so it didn't have permission to stay above this, right? So when you saw it above, for that alone, you already knew that it wasn't going to last. It was going to come right back down. But what's the second reason? You never bounced on this orange line. It just flew up. Therefore, it doesn't have permission to stay up. Right? Do you see what I mean? It just did, like, literally, it didn't have permission. It follows rules. I'm telling you, price follows rules. And if you just know how to see the rules, literally with one easy tool, the orange line, and then set up actually two tools. All right, here we go. Went below, it technically went below this orange line and got above. So this is kind of an exception to the rule. It consolidated at the origin line. So this one, got me, Tim. Yeah, okay. It went below and then actually did sustainably stay above for a while. But what ended up happening? Ended up touching the next origin line down. But this was a big pump. So this is a shade of gray. But in order to get back, so look at all these times. Look at the orange line. Let's zoom into this part right here. So when it flew above this orange line, without touching this origin line, you knew for two reasons that it was going to get rejected here. Why? Didn't touch this line, A, and B, it didn't bounce on this. So if it flies above without bouncing on it, no permission. So you know it's going to come back down, and even here, right here in that moment, you know that if it hits this line, it's going to get rejected or do a failure pattern above and come right back below even the orange line because it never used it as support. So here it got above, used it as support, and you would have thought, okay, it still has to get rejected because it never touched this line. Does that make sense? All right. It's better be making sense. I'm breaking this down like, even though this is super simple, sometimes the solution to a complex problem is an easy solution. It's an easy answer sometimes. And here it is. You need two tools, origin lines and an orange line. Two O's. You need two O's, orange line and origin lines. So let's keep looking at this. Look at the orange line. Once you go below the orange line, what happens? Bang your head, go down. Bang your head, go down. Bang your head, bang your head, bang your head. So as a Verasity person, you just sell every time it bangs its head, right? This is, you could use this in futures trading, but honestly, I don't recommend Verasity for futures trading because A, it doesn't have good liquidity. You can't really play with more than $1,000 and get out where you want to. And B, it's just too volatile for setting stops and stuff. But it is pretty predictable. I mean, doesn't this look predictable? Or like it crashes down? Where did it stop? Exactly at an origin line. Where did it go up to? The orange line, right? And you see it get above this origin line. You knew that it can't stay above because it got rejected from this and it didn't use this as support. So bang its head, bang its head, bang its head, go down to the next one. Got above. Now, as it came here, why would you have known with a high probability that it wasn't going to stay above the orange line? Because it didn't jump on it. It didn't use it as support. So it just flew above. And therefore it sacrificed permission to stay up there. That means it's unsustainable. And so it came right back down, banged its head, banged its head. All right. Here you go. So here it kind of hovered around it. This was a weird price action. So here something different was going on. It just hovered around. That's not very common. Usually you go above and bounce or you stay below and just keep banging your head on it. All right. And so now that we understand this okay. So take a look at current price. So now with all this understanding, origin lines and orange line, origin and orange. Say that 10 times fast. Okay. Let me make myself small again. Actually, no. Now that you know this, what do you think is going to happen here? Now can't you look at price and just know with an extremely high probability the three most likely cases? So putting this together, this is why I can tell you the three most likely price paths. A, you do a rejection pattern and continue making new lows. That's price path number one. I don't know if it's the most probable, right? And it looks like it already banged its head with that wick, but it might want to try it again because you got kind of even though this is a lower low, technically, it's kind of a bullish formation here. So it looks like it is at least going to do this. So it looks like it's at least getting ready to spike back up to that number right there. Okay. That's price path number one. Price path number two is it does one of those times where it zooms above, right? And it could get rejected by here, but it zooms above regardless of where it goes. It zooms above and doesn't use that as support. And then what happens? Then you go back below the orange line and then bang your head on it. That's price path most probable number two. Let's make it green. And let's make this one red because it's the most bearish. And let me extend my boom. So the second most likely is it zooms above, which it has the habit of doing. And in that case, it might actually touch its head on that point right there. This would really have to giddy up. I don't think it has the power to do it, but it's historically, that's fine. 17% pump. And if you see it run into that origin line, boom, you know it's coming down for two different reasons. Never use the orange line as support, and you don't have permission to go above this line anyway because you haven't touched this one. And then the third most likely price path would be you sustainably get above the orange line and you bounce on it. And you get 2 or 3 bounces, and then you get that big move up, but you're going to get rejected. But it will be this is the healthier way to go up, using the daily 10 or the 1 hour 200 as support. So these are the 3 most likely ways that Verasity price is going to move over the next week. It's seriously that simple. And I really hope I broke it down in a way that was understanding without, I really hope I didn't seem condescending or anything. I see so many folks that are just way too bullish talking about $1 Verasity. No, like it's not going to happen. We have origin lines. We have a rainbow. We have an orange line. I mean, it would have to break so many rules. Like something crazy would have to happen. Like some billionaire in Saudi Arabia would have to say Verasity. Like, I mean, maybe that would change the rules and it could break some rules, but go start, learn Arabic and go call some people in Saudi Arabia or United Arab Emirates and, oil, cartel folks and tell them about Verasity, and then you could break some rules. But if you do get a hold of them, let me know first so I can buy some Verasity. Give me that insider information. So adding some comedy relief at the end. I hope this was helpful. If you don't watch my Bitcoin videos and you're new, then go ahead and watch the video I'm going to link to you at the end. But did I meet my did I win the challenge, new viewers? So if I did, hit like and subscribe and hit all alerts on the bell. So hit the bell, all alerts specifically. Watch this video right here. If you don't watch my Bitcoin videos, it's going to help you understand Bitcoin price, which leads Verasity price. And click this video right here. If you're pissing around with futures and you're new at it and maybe not having luck, I give you some one single tip that might be the most valuable tip you can ever hear. And I don't think anybody else is going to tell you it. So you just got Timified Worldwide. Peace out.